The first game after Zach LaVine was traded and the Bulls got to step up tonight when they host the Miami Heat. Can the Chicago Bulls pull together? Who's going to step up? Which one of the young players are going to show they wanted after the departure of the player that's been the franchise player for the last 9 years? We're going to talk about it all and more, but you know what we got to do first?
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Haize, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. And the Chicago Bulls are taking on the Miami Heat tonight. This is going to be a rough game. I want to make it clear. This is not going to be a game where it's going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination for the Chicago Bulls. I don't care that the Miami Heat are going through turmoil. I don't care that the Miami Heat are trying to figure out what the future of their franchise is going to be with or without Jimmy Butler or anything like that. The thing that I care about when it comes down to it is that this is a Miami Heat team that's extremely well coached. And they got players in Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero that are ready to step up and can cause the Bulls complete fits tonight. And if the Bulls aren't ready and prepared, if they're not well coached tonight and they get caught slipping, this could be a very ugly game for this team. So the Bulls got to be locked in tonight. If they're not locked in, it's going to be a extremely tough and ugly night for this team. So let's hope that the Bulls are ready. Let's hope that they're ready, because if they're not, man, the Bulls are going to have to execute today. Tyler Hero's on his all-star season. Bam Adebayo is really starting to shake off the little bit of rust that he had, or whatever you want to call it, at the beginning of the season. Plus, they got a young up-and-coming center down there in Khalil Ware that, I tell you what, now that he's been moved to the starting lineup, Khalil Ware has been playing really well, and this is somebody that I'm worried about how they can give Nikola Vucevic some fits. I'm completely worried about it, so we're going to see what that brings, man. But overall, hey, we'll see what the future is going to hold for this team, man. They got to be prepared. They got to be locked in. If they not, it's going to be an ugly night. So let's see what they can have, man. Knowing AK Billy Donovan leaves, we're going to breaking news. The Bulls are finalizing the hire for former Chicago Bears online coach Chris Morgan. That is hilarious, bro. That is actually hilarious, bro. The Rose hoodie looks. Hey, listen. This is a prized possession. I may not wear this again until Derrick Rose, till his jersey retirement night next season. I literally may not wear it until then. But yeah, this is definitely a collector's item. That's for damn sure. I want to see Modest go off. Well, listen, I get it. We all want to see Modest Bucelis goes off. But I listen, I don't know how much it's going to change, right? The game plan. I mean, there are a lot of Bulls young players are going to need to step up, right? And it seems like the Bulls have challenged the young guys to take advantage of this opportunity to really see what they can bring, not only to them for themselves, but for the franchise, right? There's an opportunity for everybody to step up and show what they got. That's what this is for, man. Modest will have a good game as well. I mean, listen, I do trust that Modest is going to have a solid game. I do think that Modest has the type of mindset where he's going to want to step up. He's going to welcome the added opportunity, right? He's going to welcome all of that, so we can see how that's going to go. What if the Bulls win this game? I mean, great. If they win this game, great. Like, it is what it is at this point now, right? Like, the Bulls own their own pick outright. So we don't have to worry about anything else as far as we got to stay in a certain range or anything like that. So let's see what happens. Haize is the greatest African-American in human history. That's crazy. That's wild. But okay. Put it in the tank bank. Give AK less options in the draft. So he fucked that up too. That's hilarious, man. Is that what was in the cart during the last live stream? It's fun. No. So what was in the cart during the last live stream is a jacket that's special, and I can't wait to wear that. Yeah, that'll probably this Saturday's game, right? Do we play Saturday, right? I think probably for Saturday's game, I'll unleash that. I got to get to the bar. You got to have a fresh cut to unleash that one. So, we'll see what happens there. I swear if Modest isn't starting by next, listen, I told you before, I don't think Modest Bucilis is going to start at any point this season. And that's just my personal opinion, right? Not to say that he's not ready, not to say that he can't, not to say that I don't want to see him start. I just don't know if it happens. But I could be wrong, and I would love to be wrong with that one. Who do you think is the next to get traded, bro? Probably Vooch. After what we heard today, that the Bulls may actually be looking to give Lonzo Ball a new contract at the end of the season. It may be Vooch. Maybe Vooch. Chicago sports got promising pieces. Bedard with the Hawks, Caleb with the Bears. I wish I could say Paige Buckner's for the Sky, but that's not happening. Hoping Buzilis can be the next one. I mean, the Sky got promising pieces. Camila Cardoso, Angel Reese. We're probably gonna walk away with this from this draft with either Olivia Miles, Cheyenne Sellers, Sonia Citron. We can walk away with 2 of those 3 players, so that's going to continue that being fun. And you're right, Modest Bucilis, and then possibly whoever we draft as well. What kind of dog is that? He's an Akita. Loki. Come here, baby. Come here. Come on. That's my baby Loki. Loki's an Akita, and he's a huge baby. He may not look as big on camera, but he's 200. I mean, not 200. He's 166 pounds. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. Ain't that right, my Loki? My baby Loki. Where's your brother at? Go play with your brother. Go find your brother. Go. I'm done with you. Go find your brother. Am I right in saying if we want a first round pick for the next year that we still have to get 1 through 8? No. So the Spurs pick, I was wrong. The Spurs pick, us getting that back was the full protection off that pick. So we don't have to worry about staying 1 through 10, 1 through 8, nothing. We got all our first round picks outright. So every first round pick between now until we trade one, we own all our first round picks. So no longer have to worry about any of that, right? Well, Kevin, no, so none of the new acquisitions are playing tonight. Smith, Herter, Collins, they're not playing either of the back-to-back. So they're not playing tonight or tomorrow night. So the earliest that we can see them is Saturday's game. So Haize, with more shots available for everyone now that Zach is gone, you better get ready for a shitload of Vegemite. We'll see. I mean, more shots wasn't the problem. It's Billy Donovan pulling him when he's getting on that run for assists and steals is the problem. Haize, do you watch Chicago Football Club soccer? I do not, brother. I do not watch Chicago football. I actually, I don't. Do you think Pat can find a role as a 6-man? Listen, the thing that I've learned with with Patrick Williams is that he has the potential to do anything. He has the potential to be a solid starter, right? But he has to want it, man. That's what it comes down to with P. Will. He gotta want it, man. And P. Will, it's a lot of doubt of his own desire and drive to just go out there and want it. So, I mean, he has the skill set to be able to do it. So we'll see. I wouldn't be mad if we keep Vooch, honestly, because he's a top center regardless and could probably really flourish is what you mean there. Shay's really got y'all messed up. Now it's the number 1 option like he did. We don't want him to flourish, though. That's the thing. Like, y'all keep trying to do things to win. This Bulls team isn't necessarily trying to win. They're trying to compete to win, but they're not necessarily trying to win, if that makes sense, right? So, I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the future has in store. What up, Drip? Side note, if you think Luka deal was crazy, you ain't seen shit yet. Rick Boucher and others said Zion may go to the Warriors, is linked to Zion. I mean, that's not Luka. That's not like Zion is not Luka. Zion is not Luka. Zion is more injury prone than Joel Embiid at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised at that. Did they announce the starting lineup already? Let me take a look. Wouldn't surprise me, though. I don't think the starting lineup is going to change very much. So let's see what we got here. Fellas. I don't see nothing about the starting lineup officially being released yet, but we shall see. Now, what veterans do we have on this team, on this Bulls team, we can get cheaper to help rebuild? Well, that's maybe why they're looking to keep Lonzo. I mean, so we'll see. P. Willie's probably on anti-anxiety meds, and it's very sleepy since I've been off coke. TBO, bro, what's wrong with you, fam? What's wrong, bro? I mean, I'm glad that you're off cocaine and crack, but come on, man. Reginald says, you know what, breaking news I want to hear, the Bulls fired Billy Donovan and is hiring Heinrich and Noah on the coaching staff. That's never going to happen. Listen, Billy Donovan came out today and talked about that he's not against rebuilding. He actually said, oh, the thing that's been put on me about not wanting to be part of rebuilding OKC is wrong. That tells us he's going to be here for a while. He's going to be here for a while. Haize, with the Bulls wanting to expand the UC, they really care about attendance. Also saw the 68% of the tickets are local fans. Who should content creators advocate for fans to stop going to? I'm never going to advocate for anybody to stop going to games. The people are grown as fuck. If they want to support their team, they want to support their team. I've told y'all before, like that whole thing. I know football, CF Candies are like one of the biggest flag bearers of that. But like, if people want to go to the game, that's your right to go to the game. If you want to protest going to the game, that's your right to protest going to the game. But keep in mind, the last time that the Bulls dipped out of the top 10 of attendance, it took 2 years. And even then, they were going to keep Gar Forman and John Paxton until John Paxton went to them and said, hey, you probably should move on from me. So, you know, it is what it is. Got to give you props for doing what you do. I'm done with this team. And like Sylvie, I'm not watching the Bulls for the rest of the season. I mean, hey, you have every right to do that. So, who do you think the Bulls should sign in the future? It's not about, I don't care about who they sign because no free agent sign is going to change the direction of the team. I'm not about to get caught up in that. I want the Bulls to draft correctly, develop, and let's see what's going to happen there. Bulls Big Three in 2027, Buzilis, Malowik, and AJ Dimbins. I don't know how to pronounce his last name right. It's not going to happen. I tell you that right now. It's not going to happen. So there you go. I'm happy that they chose a direction. I mean, yeah, it's long overdue, right? It's long overdue. I'm glad that they finally chose a direction. Now we get to focus on how well they can execute that direction. You chose the direction. That's the first step. Now you got to go out and execute in that direction and make this shit work. So let's hope that they can do it. Oh, thank you. Just answer my question. That is true. If they keep lines on, maybe that's why they're going the cheaper route. That's definitely a point in that. Who do you think fit the Bulls? No lie. I mean, we don't have an identity right now. Right now we're trying to find that. So anybody fits right now because we don't have any identity. None. I hope it's not one of them things we keep Lonzo and Vooch around. AK still wants competitiveness. I mean, listen, here's what I'll say. And this isn't a knock on Vooch as a player, but this is just to be honest. Vooch does not fit this team anymore. He doesn't fit this team. He does not fit this team. So when you look at everything that Nikola Vucevic is, he doesn't fit the direction. I should say the direction of this team. I think Vooch is one of those players that, of course, he has better fits depending on your defense and things, but he doesn't fit where this team is anymore. He just doesn't. You don't understand the direction of the team? The direction of this team is to be bad and build through the draft. That's the simple direction right now. We can't have more of a direction until we find out which one of the players are going to be somebody we can build around. So the direction right now is much like in the early 2000s with Ben Gordon, Kurt Heinrich, Luol Deng, is that until you get either a guy or a group of guys that you say, all right, we can build something around these guys. Right now, the direction is just trying to be smart. Trying to draft smart, trying to find the right guy through the draft, trying to develop. That's the direction right now of this team. Bro, this Lonzo news that came out is concerning. As I mentioned to you the other day, as much as Lonzo helps, we just can't take the risk due to health concerns. That's why I don't have trust in Acme. Well, it really depends on what the money is, right? Because if you sign Lonzo Ball to a 3-year or 2-year 1+1 deal for $21 million over the course of those 2 years. That's not bad for a team that doesn't have to worry. We don't have a big. Keep in mind, Lonzo Ball is the highest paid Chicago Bull right now. Keep that in mind. $24 million is our highest contract right now. So because of that, like, it's okay. It's okay. We got time, right? We got a lot of time. What up, Haize? Do you see the Bulls letting Giddey test the market before they decide on any commitment? They could. They can have him go. I mean, he can't really. He could test the market. He's restricted. So the Bulls have the right to match any offer sheet that he does sign. So they may do what they did to Levine a few years ago, right? As far as 7 years ago at this point, where they like, all right, go out and find your deal. If it's value, we'll match it. And that could very well be what happens. By the way, I'm not saying you shouldn't put heat on fans, but I at least advocate in it. On another note, there's a reason why Cooper Flagg, a generational talent, was number 3 prospect in the high school 2026 draft is unreal. I don't know what that has to do with heat on fans. I'm confused by what I get where you ended up on that, but I'm confused by the opening part. It could just be me. Listen, my brain has been mush. I've done 22 live streams in the last 3 days. So, it is what it is, man. I'm still upset at all Chicago teams except the Bears. I'm going to miss the rest of the season. I'm tired of running my blood pressure up. I mean, here's the thing to me, right? And I mean, everybody has to deal with things the way that they deal with it. But for me, I'm free at this point, right? It's actually freed up my mental because I know this team's about to be bad. They've picked their direction. I understand the direction that they're going. Now we just got to see how they're going to execute it. So for me, I mean, there's no reason for me to be upset by anything else with this Bulls team right now. There just isn't. Do you see Kobe being next? No, I don't see Kobe being next. How P. Will still seem easy because nobody wants him right now. This team was more likely to draft a Tony Snell than an IO. I mean, well, they drafted an IO, so we can't say that. And they aren't the ones that drafted Tony Snell. So, listen, I get why everybody has pessimism for sure, but I mean, we'll see what we do. This is going to be some dark years coming up, but I'm here for it. I can't wait to see how the new look Chicago Bulls go to look in the future. I agree with you, Vincent. Completely agree with you. Is Mark Eversley still breathing? Have there been a sighting? The dude is the GM, but it's like he works from home. He was just out of game a couple of games ago. And I'll tell you this, like I especially with everything going on, I don't want to see my GM. I want my GM to be working. I'm not mad if we don't see Mark Eversley. Matter of fact, I'm not mad if we don't see Mark Eversley until right before the draft. You got a lot of work to do, my boy. Stay in that office. We will forever be stuck in mediocrity until we are willing to spend real money on a superstar to pair with our young guys and improve our coaching. So we did spend real money. We made Zach LaVine one of the top 15 players in the league. It's not about spending money. It's about growth. It's about development. It's about getting the right draft picks. Very rarely are you going to sign somebody that's going to change the direction of your franchise because the Bulls aren't typically a free agent destination. I think it's possible they may land AJ because if Vooch is gone, the roster is diabolical and they are over the cap, so the team isn't getting better in 1 year. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to get better in 1 year, but it's the lottery, so I can't say that they have to win the lottery to get AJ. Bro, that Rose hoodie tough, bro. Where you get that, I'm going to need one for sure. Let's go see Red, diehard fan. I can't help but to watch the team I love. Well, so these hoodies were made for Derrick Rose night. I don't even know if they're still available. They only made a certain amount of them. But if you guys want them, go to everybodyeatsapparel.com. Everybodyeatsapparel.com. There you guys go on that one. I'm going to miss your crying Zach thumbnail meme with the giant teardrop. I'm going to use it one more time. So I got a video planned, and I'm waiting until after the trade deadline's over. But I got a video planned on just kind of looking at the Zach LaVine's history here. I'm definitely going to use that on that thumbnail. That's probably going to be the last time I get to use it, though. Hey there, Haize. Love all the work you put out with the videos and the lives. Cheers from Portugal. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. I want to be the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, man. I think we've been doing a pretty good job here, bro. I love what we've built here and what we continue to build here. We're not done yet. We're going to continue to just let this thing grow, man. So upgrades all around, right? Like you see this, like go and look at my first video to where the background is. Matter of fact, let's reminisce. We got a couple of more minutes. Let's reminisce for a second. I want to find my first video because my camera angle game has gotten better because that mug was rough. Like looking back at it, like y'all were basically in my nostrils is the way that it worked. Let's go to oldest. Y'all want to see Haize's first video? First video with the first thing. What was going on here? Is that a picture of Eminem? Did I have the do-rag and hat combo on at the same time? Hold on, y'all. I'm about to show y'all. There goes the first video. That's rough. That's real rough. Look at that. What is going on here, bro? You see how bare bones that background is? Is that a V-neck t-shirt? That's crazy. The beer game was still cool, though. But that's wild. That's crazy. Then we upgraded. 3 comments. Look at that. The thumbnail game has gotten a lot better. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great either. Camera angle got better on this one. At least y'all weren't in my nostrils on this one. But damn, my glasses were big as shit. Sometimes you just gotta remember. You gotta remember where you came from. That's all. You just gotta remember where you came from. When did I upgrade the background though? That's not too bad.
What's going on, Bulls
It got a little bit better.
fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls.
So there you guys go on that one. I didn't even realize I didn't always wear a hat. That's crazy. That's crazy. So you got to be trolling. Who got to be trolling? What happened? I haven't seen the best of Malik Monk yet. What? Who? Oh, the Malik Monk dude's back. Come on, man. Not a Malik Monk truther. Is that really where we are, bro? Come on, man. This man said Malik. Come on, bro. Kevin Huerter going to pop off taking 9 threes a game. First of all, he's shooting the 3 ball at 30% this season. So, listen, you got a lot of work you got to do. A lot of work. You look like you dropped some pounds since then. Oh yeah, I've lost. I mean, just in the last like 6 months, I think I've lost like 30 pounds. 30 pounds. Almost don't know why I doubled it. Like 30 pounds. So there you go on that. You wear that hat so much, you wouldn't even know you sliced underneath that motherfucker. First of all, I got hair, bro. My hair, I didn't grew the hair out. We got hair. We always fresh. People be thinking I'm bald. It's like, no, I'm not bald. Never been bald. Per KC, Levine has reached out to young players. Why do you keep saying the same thing, Sydney? We saw it. We saw it, Sydney. We've all read it. We've all read it. Maybe their shooting coach can get Huerter back on track. Hopefully. Maybe Peter Patton can do some wonders, man. I still don't think Huerter's going to get a second contract here. That's just my personal opinion. I kind of see the Bulls falling the 11th. Oh, yeah, I think so for sure. Rock the baldy, never. Never. Like, I'm not afraid to go bald. If my hairline reaches a certain point, I'm not LeBron. I'm gonna shave that mug off, and I'm just gonna let the beard get even bigger. But luckily, I still got my original hairline too. I need a lining. Is my barbershop appointment tomorrow or is it Thursday? Let's see. Thursday at 11:30. That's when I got my barbershop appointment. So there's that. Chicago needs to call Milwaukee and see if there's a trade to be made with Middleton. No, we don't. No, we don't want Middleton. What? Come on. No. How do you feel about us keeping Zach Collins for a while, according to reports, but looking to immediately flip Trey Jones and Herter? Flip everybody. Collins, I can understand as a third big man. Cool, right? But I think you gotta get it done. So we'll see. Haize, you think we'll start the 4 guards with Vooch today? Yeah, I think so. Hopefully they get the starting lineup out here sooner rather than later. The evolution of Chicago Bulls Central is amazing. We doing all right. Corn, I know you're not talking for the fact that you hide behind a C on your Avi. We all know that you look like Junebug from Get Rich or Die Trying. We all know that, bro. We all know that you look like Seal on a burnt day. We all know that, bro. We all know that you sitting over there rocking a gold tee with no sideburns and mustache, bro. We all know that that's what you're doing out here, Corn. Corn, the type of person who calls himself a dreadhead, but he only got 2 dreads in the back and a Gumby in the front. That's what Corn is. That's what Corn does. Haize with a full head of hair, stealing cool caps from bald men who need it more. That is hilarious. That's funny. That is funny. Middleton is the perfect player to tank with. He expires next year. He barely plays. He doesn't expire next year. He has a player option next year, which he's likely to pick up. And we're doing a fine job tanking without having Chris Middleton looks like a fish in a bowl. We're good on that because I'm just going to roast him all day. Like, we're good on that. We already got one ball-headed hoe. We don't need Chris Middleton on the team, too. We don't need that. And Milwaukee ain't giving us a first-round pick for that. And they aren't even necessarily looking for a center. So, there you go. People wanting to attack Billy Donovan when the real problem is Acme. No, Billy's part of the problem, too. 2 things can be true at the same time. Both can be a problem. We got to stop living in a world where we think we got to blame a problem on everybody, on just one thing. There's multiple things that's problematic with this franchise. Billy is one of them. So there you go on that. Haize Yerbo. Yeah, I don't care. That's not Chicago Bulls business. I don't give a shit about Marcus Jordan getting arrested. I don't care about that at all. Chris Middleton has a player option for next year. Do I need to bring it up now? Maybe I'm wrong. Let me see. I believe Chris Middleton has a player option for next year. Let's take a look. Chris Middleton has a $34 million player option for that. Why do y'all be wanting to try to correct me? And I'll show you, Maurice. Like this what people just be saying, be loud and wrong. You see that? That's a player option. Hold on, let's maximize it so you can see it even more. You see that? A player option, 2025
Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid
for
versus
30.
Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Look what
You think
Santa
he's
Fe
going to give
Hybrid
that up?
has, and
No, he's not
RAV4
going to give that up
Hybrid
because nobody
doesn't.
else is coming for
Hyundai
Chris
Santa Fe
Middleton.
Hybrid.
So he does not expire. Oh, you said next year. Oh, see, I'm not reading right. I'm not reading right. That's my fault. That's my fault. That's my fault. I said, listen, that was my fault. That was my fault. That was my fault. But we don't want a year and a half for Chris Middleton. I'm good on that. Good on that. I'd rather have Nikola Vucevic. The only reason Middleton and the Bucks were in trade conversations with the Bulls was Zach Wright. Ain't no reason to get his old ass now. Exactly. Do you consider Jalen Smith a long-term piece for this team? I mean, as long as his contract is here, we'll see what happens at the end of that. See what happens at the end. All right, let's see if they got the starting lineup out. Still no starting lineup. Did we just get a plug for an all-new hybrid when you pulled up the screen? Haize is moving into auto advertising. What? Does Zach Collins being on this roster mean Jalen Smith will get minutes at the 4? Not necessarily. Jalen Smith is considerably better than Zach Collins, so I won't say that that's going to happen, but we'll see. What's good, Trevon? Glad to have you in the building. I'm not even mad no more, Drip. At least we have a direction. We just got to remain on the right path. Yeah, they got to stick it through, and they got to make smart decisions on this path as well, right? So we'll see. But all right, y'all, gonna get ready to wrap it up. I'll be back at halftime. Make sure you guys are following the channel at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, but that's thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys.